Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the media section of the India Insurance Summit and Awards 2020. I have with me Mr. Eapen, Head BFSI from SAP India Private Limited, one of our major sponsor for the summit. Phillips, always a pleasure to have you here.
Pleasure. Thanks for having us here.
Absolutely. Phillips, coming to my first question to you, you are an industry expert yourself, and SAP is one of the biggest performers in the industry when it comes to the insurance segment. Now, straight to the first question. How's your overall experience of the India Insurance Summit and Awards 2020 been?
So, as you know, Soumya, this is not the first time we are, being part of this. So we have done this in the past, and it's been a very, insightful, event that I've generally seen. It's got the right audience. As far as SAP is concerned, it's always been, wonderful participating in the Cinex conferences. I think it's very relevant. I think the topics are very apt, and that's one of the reasons why we feel it's good to partner with you guys. So it's been good so far this year as well. Obviously, coronavirus impacting a little bit of attendance, but I think it's been good.
Thank you so much, Phillips. I think it's appreciation from industry captains like you that really gives us the courage to keep on doing this property for years and on. And of course, I mean, SAP has been one of our sponsors for a long time. And we really value the participation and we look forward to having you guys every year. Now, to my next question. You were part of a very important panel session yesterday with a lot of industry people sitting in the panel and just wanted to understand from your side, what's the overall feedback of that panel and what is the feedback you got from the audience after that?
Yeah, so I think very interesting discussion. We had four leaders, two from the general insurance business and two representing life insurance industry. And the topic was around IoT and blockchain. Some of these emerging technologies, not so emerging anymore. I think they are reality. If I were to just summarize, I think it was a very apt topic. Very relevant, discussion points. I think what was interesting was some of the panel members, they highlighted a lot of use cases, some of them which is already happening in the country. So it wasn't just theoretical, if I may. It wasn't an academic discussion. I think it had a lot of practicality around it. And I think everyone believes in the insurance, segment or industry that this is the future. Technology is, I mean, we all talking digital, but you take technology away, there is no digital. So I think it was very relevant. I want to believe it was relevant for the audience as well, and it was a pleasure moderating the session. So yeah, thanks.
I think you did a fantastic job in moderating the panel, and of course, the audience reaction was awesome as well. Always a pleasure to have you guys speak at the panels because you are so connected to the industry, and everybody, I mean, more than 90% uses the solutions. So, of course, I mean, great and insightful panel, and thanks once again for being the moderator of the panel. Coming to my next question, Phillips, game plan and strategy of your company for this year and years ahead, especially for the insurance industry.
So, as you may be aware, Soumya, at SAP we cater to 24 different industries, right? BFSI is one of them, and it's a very important pillar. In fact, if I were to just look at some of the global revenues, it's humongous. We're already doing, more than 1.5 billion euros of business in banking and financial services. Insurance is a key pillar. As far as India market is concerned, extremely important pillar. I think we are working with pretty much all the big boys out there, and not just them. In fact, a lot of startups as well. Just to cite an example, one of the most recent general insurance startup that came about, Edelweiss. We are working with them, pretty much automating their entire journey, right from your underwriting to quotation management to policy management to claims, reinsurance, billing, finance to regulatory reporting. So, and all of this, hosted out of a cloud data center. So it's pretty interesting. Similarly, we're doing a lot of work around finance, around things around treasury. We are working with a lot of insurers today on the human capital transformation, right? A lot of interesting, and these are all cloud journeys. And we continue to see a lot of investment and thought leadership that is happening around some of these initiatives. Some of the digital disruptions equally relevant and important. Some of the data related work. So huge, I think, impetus, huge focus from SAP India on this segment, including the regulators. In fact, we work a lot. IRDA itself is a huge client for us. It's a very strategic customer for us. We do a lot of work for the regulator themselves. And we are in close touch with the regulator to look at the kind of journeys that's happening and how do we realign some of those with our product roadmap. So to summarize, I think very strategic segment for us. We already are a significant player. We are working on our products and services to kind of increase that footprint. Yeah, so very important segment, and it's been a great journey so far.
I think quite rightly said, and of course, I mean, we wish you all the best, and may your company achieve more higher milestones in this industry. You guys are already an established leader, and I think fantastic what SAP is bringing to the table for this industry is really fantastic. In fact, I look forward to, because you have a very powerful presentation today lined up, so I'm sure that's going to be absolutely fantastic on that. Coming to my last question, Phillips, what take-home advice you would, as an industry leader, suggest for the insurance industry? It could be from the perspective of SAP in terms of what products and solutions you're about to begin, and on an overall industry perspective, what do you suggest?
See, one of the things that we have been kind of working on, and we've been trying to work with some of the senior leadership of some of these companies is especially around the insurance industry in India still some of the core operations has been run, I personally feel, still on dated technologies. You have still technologies like AS400 running, and when you talk about digital customer experience, it doesn't augur well, because some of the architecture on some of these technologies, you cannot just reinvent them, right? So one of the things that I would like to request some of the leaders in this segment is to really look at the next 5 to 10 years of their journey, how things are changing. Look at some of the technology innovations that are available out there, and probably start making, you don't have to do a big bang, right? Because that's disruptive. Sometimes a lot of, havoc around it, but at least take certain baby steps. We've started seeing that, but I think there's still a lot to be desired. And the reason I say this is not from the aspect of trying to, sell some software. I'm saying this, putting myself as an end customer, right? The digital experience that we are all talking about here, sometimes it's just talk, it's not getting realized in the right way, and I think the time is now for some of these initiatives. So my recommendation to the industry at large would be to start taking some of these initiatives, take some of them in a small step, maybe just take one product at a time. Try and do end-to-end on a completely digitized platform. See the experience, see the consumer behavior, see the experience that your extended sales team, which is the entire agency network, for example, is going through. So I think, and the reason I'm saying this is because companies like SAP, we run on cutting-edge technology. See, our business is to create cutting-edge IP, right? So that's one, I would say, call out to the industry at large, and at SAP we are here to support certain initiatives or some of such initiatives. So that's what I would like to kind of call out right now.
I think absolutely rightly said, Phillips, and I'm sure, the industry has to take a lead into this, and it's not just from the solution provider perspective, but also from the end user perspective, that these data technologies need to be, if not reinvented, at least replaced. So thank you so much for the feedback, Phillips. So it was wonderful having you here, and as always, we love to work with SAP and look forward to having you guys for every year of the summit. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.